Fellow children of the stars. This Sunday, March 10th, is a new moon in Pisces. That will be occurring at exactly 3 a.m. here Eastern time. Yeah. That's March 10th. And the theme, or the title of this article, is The Unfurling of the Heart. New moon in Pisces. All right. The leaves unfurl a little more after that, until they are whole creatures capable of touching. From The Unfurl, Mary Ruffle. All right. The rest of this is an article by Liz McLeory-Lely. Our March new moon in Pisces takes place on Sunday, March 10th, a little over a week before the spring equinox. As winter comes to an end in the northern hemisphere, the sap in the trees is already rising, and the soil stirs with new life. What is coming back to life around you? We will soon welcome spring back to the land and back into our bodies. This new moon is a special time to bring our hearts into full presence as we open to the incoming season. How has your heart felt this winter season? How might we animate our hibernal hearts to the incoming blossoming of spring? Here in the Northeast, I pay attention to the trees the most these days as they unfurl from their skeleton winter form and into bright green foliage. As I observe the trees waking up, I let myself become a tree. I ground into the earth, letting my roots grow deep, anchoring me into place. I pull nourishing energy from the soil of this new moon time into my trunk, letting it circulate throughout my entire body. I let this energy rise up above my belly, above my shoulders, up and out of my head to grow branches that lengthen and expand. My leaves unfurl and I open to the sky. Through these leaves, I pull down the energy of the stars, the cosmos, into my body to meet this earth energy that is already in motion. I land back in my heart, this place where stars and earth meet, where they dance together. To align with the trees is to practice an old, old magic. Our ancestors celebrated the return of spring in many different ways, simple yet sacred rituals that both marked the time of the year and cultivated reciprocity and belonging to the land. These ceremonies were an embodiment of the season, inviting spring to come alive inside the body. So many of these springtime rituals honored the awakening of the trees, the unfurling of their leaves. These trees are a compass. They point to how this rejuvenation happens to us too. One of the simple spring customs of my pre-Christian Polish ancestors was to bring budding and just beginning to leaf branches inside the home at this time of year. People would tie bright ribbons to these branches and then hang them all over the house as decoration. Each of these ribbons was representative of a prayer from their hearts for the arrival of spring. They were said to infuse the home with the blessings of the growing trees, awakening the space, stimulating the rooms, cleansing the house. Today I like to use forsythia growing trees, branches for this ritual, as it is planted in abundance where I live and is usually just beginning to bud by now. The bush in my yard can usually use a good pruning too. I spend time thinking about my wishes for spring as I place my forsythia branches in water and place them around my house, which will encourage them to come into bloom. I then tie my ribbons, each one a spell for spring. There are many Slavic spring rituals that involve the young, budding, and flowering branch of willows and birches. These trees unfurl first, so of course they carry the animating magic of spring. There is a tradition called curling the birches, where young people would visit the birch groves in the woods to decorate the budding trees, dance underneath the branches, and literally shape the branches into circles, an infinity symbol calling life forward. As I spend more time with these trees, observing life emerge through these young buds at this time of year, my own resonance with the vital force of the season sharpens. You may feel called to look into the rituals and practices that your ancestors did to welcome spring, to open up more to aliveness and regeneration. Here is a ritual practice for coming into full presence with the season, for tuning in to the emergence of your heart. May that which is unfurling in your heart this season be safe and strong as it comes into being. All right, new moon unfurling ritual. Head outside and see what is waking up where you are. Spend some time in your yard, your neighborhood, at a local park, in the woods. Take your time observing and taking notes if you'd really like. Really give great attention to the smallest of shifts in the land, in the plants. As Mary Oliver says, attention is the beginning of devotion. Use your other senses. Go beyond what you see. Listen acutely to the sounds around you. What new bird song do you notice? What is the river's song at the edge of spring? Follow your nose, inhaling the forest, the smell of the weather. Touch earth, touch mud, touch water. Let your skin open to the elements. If you are familiar with the edible plants around you, take a nibble. These plants contain the flavor of springtime. Welcome these emergent tastes to your palate. You are now metabolizing the season. By engaging each of your senses, you will be able to open more fully to the land. Find a tree you are drawn to. It is even more fitting if this tree is in bud, blossom, or leafing out phase of growth. Sit or stand with your back up against the trunk, letting your heart space touch the trunk of this rooted being. Take some deep, grounding breaths, connecting to the soil beneath you. Let yourself become a tree. Root down and expand your branches. Breathe with the tree friend. Ask this tree to show you what is unfurling within you. What is your heart waking up to after winter? What is your heart waking up to after winter? Oh, my pencil. What is your heart waking up to after winter? What are you expanding into this new moon time at the precipice of spring? Tie the wish of your unfurling heart to the tree. Whisper what is emergent in your heart into a biodegradable thread or string. Tie this thread onto a branch of the tree, offering your wish to the tree. This doesn't just have to be a wish. It can be a prayer, a spell, a request. The tree will root this wish into the earth, and the winds will carry this wish into the world. Oh, that's beautiful. Give thanks. To close, always say thanks to the ones who help you with your magic, the trees, the indigenous ancestors of the land, the spirits of the land, your own ancestors the elementals, and so on. Happy new moon in Pisces this Sunday. May the seeds you've planted begin to bud and unfurl. I'm also having fun this Pisces season in full recognition that my Saturn is in Pisces in my 2nd house. So finding meaning, how that takes shape, and what that looks like for me this season is, letting it. My Saturn returns also happens at exactly March 13th this year. Yeah, I've been preparing for this. All right. My heart is beaming into the world. May it reach you and touch yours with all of its gratitude and abundance, prayers, vitality, and rest. May this mystical rest, this mud, really help cleanse. All right, we're about to be shaken up in the spring. It's gonna be Aries season. Also, Ariana Grande's new album came out, and I've lost count how many times I've listened to it after 8 times. So it came out last night at midnight, and I've been in it. Okay, listen to Eternal Sunshine by Ariana Grande and connect with nature on Sunday. Happy new moon. Bye.